Hello everyone, welcome to Star Codes and today's special forecast on the Libra full moon. This is Tania Gabrielle, Wealth Astro-Numerologist, and in this podcast we look at an upcoming event in the Astrology and Numerology to give us insights so that we are equipped with wisdom and the ability to move through the energy in the highest vibrational way possible. So the Libra full moon is incredible. It's the 7th consecutive full moon at 16 degrees. That in itself is amazing, and I'll go into that in a moment. First, let's give the date. It's on April 6th, of course, 2023 at 5:34 a.m. That's Universal Time, 12:34 a.m. Eastern, New York, 9:34 p.m. Pacific Time, and that would be April 5th. So in Pacific, Mountain, and Central, as well as Hawaii, the full moon will be on April 5th. Libra is all about peace, harmony, balance, relationships, especially intimate, one-on-one business and personal relationships, creativity, love, romance, dating, cooperation, advising, so two people together. And so every Libra full moon gives us an opportunity to put ourselves into other people's shoes and understand where they are coming from. And this full moon in Libra is going to help you be a lot more conscious and present in your relationships, because as you understand each other more deeply, including how we may unconsciously project some of our unresolved fears onto others, that's going to be really important. At the same time, because we have a stellium in Aries, the sun is opposite the moon in Libra to create the full moon, but the sun has two accompanists per se. We have Chiron, very close conjunction to the sun. They're only 15 minutes apart. And then we have Jupiter, the planet of joy, which is very fortunate. So we have a lot of Aries energy in this Libra full moon, and Aries is very singular, very much the forward momentum. These are my ideas and I'd like to implement them, and no waste of time in doing that. So with this full moon in Libra, you can see more clearly where you're out of balance so that you can course correct and regain your equilibrium. And that gives you a lot of courage, and it creates a lot of healing, and it gives you a lot of joy because of the stellium of Chiron, healing, joy, Jupiter, and Aries with the sun in Aries, which gives you the courage. So that is all very, very good news, and it makes it more intense as well, as does the degree number, 16 degrees. So as I was saying, this is the 7th consecutive full moon at 16 degrees since the Aries full moon in October of 2022. And of course, it's Aries. There we go again. You know, the sun is in Aries for this full moon. And that was the first full moon in October where we had 16 degrees. And 16 reduces to 7. 1 plus 6 equals 7. 2023 is a 7 universal year. So this is really big. It really emphasizes this number. And 7 is a number of bringing heaven to earth. 7 is the horizontal line coming to a diagonal line. So feeling heaven in your heart as opposed to a separate heaven that you need to make sure you get into. And so this is acknowledging that you're always connected to your heart. You're listening, and that listening connects you, and you then through that connection feel the joy of heaven in your heart, because that's where the source of love is from. And that heaven is created through meditation, and 7 is intimately connected to meditation as well as intuition. 16 uses intuition to bypass challenges, unexpected challenges. 7 uses meditation to just be in a place of serenity and bliss and be able to receive inspiration, intuitive downloads. Could be a discovery, right? 7 is connected to science as well, so because of the research aspect. So there's a deep connection here to listening. And What 7 then says, any 7 activation, is you need to be out in nature if you can, move away from technology as much as possible to actually appreciate the beauty out there of nature. And when we look then also at the fact that Jupiter is conjunct the sun and opposite the moon, Jupiter wants you to be in a place of happiness. Jupiter is all about optimism and growth. It's a spiritual planet because it's also about hope and faith. And so you feel this sense of fulfillment and connection to source through joy. And so finding those elements in your life that feel generous and relaxed and allow you to be very open to share so that you communicate with your heart and soul, and being so aware of the importance of gratitude, which Jupiter is connected to. So it's an important time during this Libra full moon, conjunct Jupiter and Sun, to make sure you have a gratitude meditation that you say out loud so that your cells can hear the sound before you go to sleep, right before, and then right as you wake up in the morning. And when you give this gratitude, it's an instant way to move out of feeling separate or frustrated or angry and move into an instant sense of being recognized at soul level, which is the balance and the harmony of Libra. So there's no separation. So it's really a magnificent opportunity because also Jupiter is bringing that gratitude in. Now, April in 2023 is an 11 universal month, and this full moon happens on April 6th, 5th, depending on where you live. But 11 reduces to 2. 1 plus 1 equals 2. And 2 is the number of balance, just like Libra. And 2 is the number that governs our century, the 2000s, and also our decade, 2020, which is, many would say, the most important decade of the century. And so the 2020s and the 2000s are in line with the Libra balance, peace, bringing things into harmony message. It's loud, it's clear, because the 11 is also accentuating it. So Libra is the balances, 11 is about being balanced. We have the 2 ones that are completely opening the gateway into the present moment, which allows you to be in balance. And so Libra is very attuned to listening. Libra liberates when you listen and are in acceptance of what it is that you discover through listening. It's not possible to love or feel at peace without listening and acceptance. Accepting life as it is, accepting people as they are, accepting yourself as you are is the key to inner peace. Not accepting what is real will close up your heart, since the heart is the doorway to love and peace and acceptance, and you're shutting those qualities out. So there's no other way but acceptance to open that door, that 11 gateway, or the doorway into love. So when you accept, peace comes and love can flow again, and that's where the courage appears as well, and you just feel free. And Aries, where the sun is all about that courage and that freedom to create. Now, here's a really cool thing. The ruling planets of Libra and Aries, where the moon and sun are Venus for Libra and Mars for Aries. And Venus is currently in its own sign of Taurus, and Mars just left Gemini and is in Cancer. So we have the sign of the mother, Mars is in Cancer, and Venus, the divine feminine, in its own home sign of Taurus, activating the divine feminine and mother energy in a big way for all of us. So this Libra full moon is really asking us to nurture ourselves. And that means watching the energy that you're immersing yourself in. You're very sensitive to vibration and frequency from others, from media, from your environment, from sounds, from smells, from just anything that you partake in, whether it's visually, all the five senses and your sixth sense, right? So for Venus and Mars to be in these divine feminine placements at the moment that the two signs that they rule are in a full moon, about balance and peace, it is merging those energies, the Venus-Mars energy, the divine feminine and sacred masculine, within our hearts. And this is so important because in our culture, we've had a dominance of one or the other. And in history, thousands of years, right? And of course, the patriarchy has been more dominant, and that is now coming into balance. And I've created a free masterclass that touches on the importance of Venus and Mars, the divine feminine and sacred masculine, and how the elements that comprise Venus and Mars are so important to understand. So we cover the 5-pointed star of Venus, why that's so important, because 5 is the pivot number, the middle single digit. The 13 phases of Venus, which is so important. The number 13, which has been delegated to a negative symbolism for so long, and why it's such a powerful number. The letters V and M, the secret meaning of those letters for Venus and Mars. The amazing connection to the origins of the Mayan calendar, and also why we are moving from aggressiveness to assertiveness and what that all means for Mars. So you're going to learn about all these cosmic changes that are unfolding for humanity now that are symbolized by these two planets. So it's not to be missed, and it's free, and you can watch it at venusmarscode.com. So have an amazing Libra full moon, a wonderful week, and enjoy these energies coming into balance in your own life. Definitely listen and accept and be in a place of non-judgment. Doesn't mean you're not discerning. It just means you're not separating your heart from others. So I wish you the most beautiful Libra full moon, and I will see you in next week's Star Codes podcast. Lots of love.